I'm Paul Howard, a primary engineer on the Bolt amplification product.
My name is Jeremy Geisler and I work for Bolt Amplification, and I am one of the senior design engineers here. What we're doing with the Bolt is taking the best of the old technology, you know, the stuff that people like, you know, the tube power amps, tube preamps, and combining it with the new technology and really forging a new direction in guitar amplifier design. You know, there's a lot of boutique amps out there that sound great and they're expensive, but they just have one sound, and that one sound is usually pretty loud and it's just one sweet spot. What we're doing with the Bolt amp is providing a whole range of sounds in an amp with a big sweet spot, so that you know you can turn the amp up loud, get the sound you want, but also turn your master volume down and get that same sweet spot. It's a 3-channel amp with all dedicated controls. There's no presets or menus to change your gain or any of that. This is a traditional tube amp in every sense.
One of the main things we've wanted to do with the Bolt amp is make it easy to use. For a 3-channel amp, we think we hit that mark. 3 channels, each channel has a gain, level, bass, treble, and mid control. It has a reverb control. Each one has the magic voicing switch, 3 different sounds that you can choose a completely different sound within each channel.
It really reconfigures different signal paths within the preamp. So say you want your clean channel, you want like just a little bit of crunch of say like 6V6s or EL84s. You can get that sound at any volume. You jump over to your crunch channel and you can get, you know, the sound, the EL34s kind of that people associate with like good rock and roll, AC/DC kind of crunch tone. This amp will cover all that. There's also active tone switch. Without it, the amp controls are the passive style controls. They have a pretty, you know, narrow range to them. They don't do a whole lot, and sometimes that's great and that's all you want. You know, sometimes you want to paint with a big brush, but when you want to really go in with a scalpel, you want more of an active style EQ. So you can hit that button and you get, you know, a more predictable cut and boost. And you know, especially for the metal guys on the lead channel, there's a mid-frequency sweep, so you want to scoop out a bunch of mids. You can do that with this amp.
Additionally, we've got a solo boost button on it, so that at the press of a foot switch you can raise the level or the gain of whatever channel you're on just by pressing the foot switch. It can be either gain or level. That's also selectable from the front panel. The amount of boost is selectable from the front panel.
This is the control. You got your sound and your tone, but sometimes you just want a little more. And that's what this button will do. It gives you a little more, and you can configure it more as a gain boost or a level boost.
And one of the important things, we want to maintain the feel of an amplifier. We've put tubes where they're important, wherever they touch a transducer. If someone has a guitar with hot pickups, they like the idea of the way that interacts with a tube, and we've left the tube in there so that it reacts exactly the same way. Same thing with the tube power amplifier in it. When a tube drives a speaker, there's an interaction between it. The tube amplifier itself has a relatively low output, relatively high output impedance, a low damping factor. That allows the speaker to work with the power amp. Something guitarists have grown up with, well, since the electric guitar was invented, and it's just the way that we love the sound of that. So we're leaving that in here.
One thing we're doing on this amp that hasn't been done before is putting this tube saturation meter that really gives you feedback of what the amp's doing. You know, you find the spot where you want how much saturation you want, and it really shows you, okay, that's the sweet spot, and when you change the volume on the amp, that meter is going to basically stay in that same position. It also helps when you get a different guitar, like say you start with a Les Paul, you go to a Strat and you want kind of that same kind of drive out of it, you crank up the gain knob and you can visually see where that tube saturation is.
We think we've made an extremely versatile amplifier without being hard to use. 3 channels is enough for most people. When you get those set up, basically a clean channel, a crunch channel, and an overdrive channel, they will overlap. You'll be able to get some pretty good crunch sounds out of the clean channel. You'll be able to get full clean sounds out of the overdrive channel. But once you get that adjusted, easy to use. If you find in the middle of a performance that perhaps the room is a little bit boomy tonight, well, it's relatively easy to go over, turned on the bass control just like in any amplifier you've ever used before. For such a revolutionary amplifier, we've nailed the user interface to make it easy to use.
This amp is also very effects friendly. We've got 2 effects loops in the amp, so you can set up your chorus and effects loop A or a delay in B and turn those on and off independently or both together. There's also reverb built into each channel with independent controls for each channel. So we're really excited about this amp, and we think guitar players are really going to like it and not heard anything like this before.